What's the over under that Glenn messes up his audio?
I got 2 of them going, so shut the hell up.
What's the over under that he messes both of them up?
Hey.
Let's hope not.
Just for that, I'm going to start them seconds apart from each other just to screw with you.
Hello, my friends.
Thank you for joining us for the PEBCAK Podcast, a weekly information security show featuring some all-around good people. It is week 41 of 2025. I'm Chris Louie and got my Halloween decorations up and my costume ready. With me, we have my co-host, the Cloud God, who's back from traveling. You and Glenn are both racking up the frequent flyer miles.
Yeah, so I was actually in St. Louis, and I was coming back from dinner, and I was like, hey, I asked the guy, for the part of town that I was in the hotel, this will make sense. So my hotel, right across the parking lot from it, is a gas station. So I was like, I'm gonna go pick up some snacks. So the Uber driver drops me off right there. As I'm walking in, there's some sort of thing going on by the gas, like the gas pumps, and some dude shoots at somebody else, and they just drive off.
What city are you in?
St. Louis?
What city are you in?
I was in St. Louis. I was like, I was like, I don't think the bullet was coming for me, so I'm just gonna go in here, buy my rock star.
Z still gives you hazard pay for having to go to St. Louis.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I mean, not all parts of St. Louis are bad. But maybe I stayed a little too close to the airport. I don't know. It was funny though. Well, funny that I'm alive now, but in the moment I was like, "Where the hell am I?"
Do they bother calling the police in that area? Like, did you have to give a statement or no?
No.
All right, they're just like
no. I think the other reason why is because some other dude just casually walked in too. There's no big, like this.
Just another Tuesday.
It was only one gunshot. Yeah.
It was only pretty much. He didn't double tap him. Was that what it was?
No, I was like, maybe the gun jammed. Like, why? Like, if you're, you know what I mean?
You're
usually these
intent
things
on unaliving
like
somebody. Like, you want to finish the job. Yeah. Well,
yeah.
Who knows?
Empty the magazine, but
that'd be Brian wasn't the victim of a random hammering out in STL.
Yo, what is the hammering about?
I don't understand the reference. What's the hammering?
Like,
it's like 6, 7.
No. Like, I don't know if it's the stat. If it's there's more people killed by hammers in St. Louis than any other city in the U.S. There's some stereotype that there's deranged people with hammers just roaming the city, like killing people. Like, that's like a stereotype about St. Louis.
Yeah, is that like Florida man?
St. Louis man.
St. Louis man. St. Louis man with a hammer.
Random hammering.
Yeah.
All right. While we wait, I'll let me look up Grok. Why is St. Louis known for? St. Louis isn't universally known for hammer attacks, and since a long-standing cultural stereotype or historical hallmark. It says perception stems from a series of high-profile violent incidents involving hammers as weapons that garnered significant national and local media attention over the past decades.
Can you ask it like, is it the most per capita for violent hammer crimes? Is there another city per capita that has more hammer crimes? Like, how's that classified? That's just a violent crime, right? If you think about it.
This is what we built AI for. We're burning down the rainforest so I could ask which U.S. city has the most hammer crimes per capita.
Yeah.
Which U.S. city has the most Taco Bells per capita is the real question.
I know where the most famous Taco Bell is. It's right down the road from me in Pacifica.
Yeah.
Why is that?
They sell wine there too, don't they?
Yeah, beer, wine, margaritas. It's right on the beach, and it is absolutely gorgeous. Like the most beautiful Taco Bell you'll ever see. It's right on the beach.
You guys' beach sucks.
All right. Top U.S. cities for aggravated assaults per capita, proxy for hammer crimes. St. Louis, Missouri, number one.
Wow.
Yeah. Who's number 2?
Almost 2,000 aggravated assaults per 100,000 people.
What's number 2? Like New York?
You wouldn't have guessed this. It is a city that got the National Guard sent into them, though.
Portland?
No, East Coast.
Oh, East Coast. National Guard. Florida?
No, Florida is
that's
safe
for
compared to the rest of these cities. So Memphis, Tennessee, number 2. 1,800 per 100,000.
Oh, wow.
Detroit, Michigan, really no surprise there. 1,650 per 100,000. Birmingham, Alabama. I didn't know Birmingham was known for violent crime. Little Rock, Arkansas, number 5.
But those are with hammers, or those are with just
it says aggravated assault because they said they don't specifically report hammer-based crimes, so they're using it as a proxy for hammer crimes. But yeah, St. Louis, go Blues!
I was about to say that's a lot of hammers. Single use, got lost in a boating accident.
All right, okay, Stockton, California. I was gonna say, are there any in California? Yeah, Stockton makes sense. Yeah, Kansas City, Missouri, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and then Oakland. Our friends over in Oakland. Not only do they have lots of shootings over there, they also have a lot of aggravated assaults and maybe hammer crime.
Yeah.
And we have Glenn Medina, who banned friend of the show Michael from picking restaurants ever again.
Yeah, have you ever gone out with him? Like he
takes care when well, at least I would say when he comes to me, he takes care of me. We always go to Heidi Lau, which is probably one of my favorite places.
Yeah. But when that Heidi Lau has nothing but like a whole plate of tendons and organs, and you're like, dude.
Well, that's your problem.
Which Michael is this guy? I need to stay away from him.
Yeah,
Michael Chen.
Like traditional.
He's been on the
show.
show.
My gosh.
Yeah, but I love him. Don't get me wrong. I love you, Michael. But man, sometimes, yeah.
That's when you take control. Just grab the iPad and say, "I'm ordering A5 Wagyu. I don't want intestine." Like, you want it, you can eat it, but I'm getting A5, and he's cool.
A5 is way overrated. Just give me a regular ribeye. Gosh darn it.
Blasphemy. A5 is so good, especially the Japanese one.
But needless to say, even if it, needless to say, even if it wasn't an Asian restaurant, he's still not allowed to pick. So,
we're going to Panda Express.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we had 2 guests scheduled for this week. One had technical difficulties. One had a scheduling conflict. But thankfully, Glenn showed up, so it's not just a 2-man show this week.
Woo-hoo. Sorry
Christmas
about that,
miracle.
Guys. There you go.
In mind, we still have decades of information security experience here, not just to educate, but to entertain. We got 4 awesome stories this week. So pay attention, because there is a quiz at the end.
Well, look at Chris trying to be funny.
I know. I'm tipping my hat to you, Brian. You're like, yeah, you say the same thing every week. Why you change it up? So there you go, Brian.
By the way, looking at the show notes, nothing in here about F5. That was huge news. I guess we'll just talk about it in a month when no one cares about it.
Yeah, I'll call it audible. We'll switch it out.
Yeah.
Let's see. I will take out topic 3. Topic 3 will be F5. I learned enough about it to be dangerous. Hopefully you guys are read up on it.
Nothing. I just saw the stock drop, and I'm like, ooh, that's not good.
This week, we're going to talk about pouring one out for our friend Windows 10. Jeep strands their EV customers. For our third topic, we're calling it Audible here, and we will talk about our buddies over at F5 and close with dystopian society talk. For our first topic, and just like that, Windows 10 has gone end of support for consumers unless you pay for extended security updates, also known as ESU. October 14th was the date where Windows 10 will stop receiving security updates unless you pay Microsoft an extortion fee each year for security updates that they're already going to develop anyways for their enterprise customers. Your system will now be vulnerable to newly discovered vulnerabilities. Now, it's not the end of the world because you can upgrade to Windows 10 for free, but many computers sold in the last few years lack the hardware TPM 2.0 chip required to run Windows 11. So, hard to believe 10 years have gone by, and just like we all crapped on Windows 8, and we all crapped on Windows 8.1, and we all crapped on Windows 10, and now we're still crapping on Windows 11. Windows 10, we say farewell.
So wait, what version of Windows are they on nowadays? I don't even know.
It's 11.
Oh.
11 is current.
And 10 was around for 10 years?
Yeah. Hard to believe. Yeah. It was released right before I came over here to Zscaler.
Let's not forget, we used to crap on Millennium Edition.
ME.
Good stuff.
ME.
Yeah, so XP and 7 are the only true winners. And then we learned to live with 10. And there are no other good versions.
11? You don't like 11?
I do not like
with
11.
Copilot?
I don't like, funny enough, I don't like it that the start menu is not in the bottom left and there's no way to change it.
Is it in the middle? Is that where it's at?
It's in the middle.
Yeah. It's in the middle.
It's in the middle. And
at least you can do a search at the bottom. You don't have to just start typing right away.
You can do a search in Windows 10 too. You hit Windows, you start typing it, it does the auto search.
Yeah.
There's no compelling reason for me to move to 11 other than forced obsolescence that if I want security updates, I have to go there.
What's the TPM chip do? Is that for like
It's a
office
trusted
space?
platform module. It holds like BitLocker keys. It does cryptographic signing. It's like I remember when Windows 11 first came out, they said there's nothing in 11 that cannot be done on TPM 1.2, which is the old version. But I think they're starting to come out with new features on that do require that TPM2 chip.
Well, have fun, losers, running Windows.
Oh,
All the adults are over here on Mac OS. Unless you're like Glenn on ARM.
that's true. Yeah, I mean, I was gonna say like every technical person has to have like at least one Windows box for testing and other things.
Yeah.
Run it in ARM, run it in a VM.
Yeah, it would be nice if you could just run the other way, like have a Windows and then run Mac inside of that. But that's not so easy to do. And then even if you were to run ARM and run another Mac OS in virtual, you can't register it like you can a normal Mac device, right? It's limited as far as what you can do inside of it.
Yeah, they really limit you to the Apple hardware, especially now that's all Apple Silicon.
Yeah. Strange, but it's all for money. Let's face it, it's all for money.
Definitely be the dream if you can actually get the virtual machines back up and running on the M series Macs. I think M5 was released on the MacBook Pro over the last week, and it's a compelling choice. But if you can't run x86 stuff, what the hell, man?
Yeah.
What is this weird voice? Who is this?
You can run Windows. Yeah. Who is that guy?
Yeah, and since we have an unknown voice on the podcast now, we'd like to introduce our guest. This is our guest that was having technical difficulties. Looks like he got through it, and he's now joining us. So our guest this week is Darren Mays. From the looks of on LinkedIn, Darren's also a fan of the Calgary Stampede. So just want to ask, what was your most memorable moment from there this year?
My most memorable moment would have had to have been the grandstand. I think this is the second year we've been to Stampede, and this is the first time we went to the grandstand event. It was fantastic. But I always have to get myself in the chuck wagon races somewhere. That's really the highlight for me every year.
Yeah.
The chuck wagon
go there.
Race?
The chuck wagon.
You got to elaborate for our listeners and myself.
Dude, the chuck wagon is actually pretty cool. I think for people that go to rodeos all the time, they're like, it's stupid. But to me, I thought it was pretty neat. But go ahead and tell us what's going on with the chuck wagon, Karen.
They're just awesome. They're really intense. There's almost like an aspect of gambling to it, right? So not that there's any exchange of money or anything like that, but it's like who's going to win. And as they sort of break out into the track, you're trying to make sort of estimates of who's going to take the lead. And it never pans out, at least for me. So, but yeah, it's fun to watch. It's super intense, high energy and stuff like that. So yeah, really cool.
Is it like somewhat of a modern day chariot race? Is that what that is?
I don't know the history behind it, to be honest. I think it was back in the day where they would sort of pack up camp and sort of dash out from there. I don't quite know the specifics of it, but my understanding there was always like this sort of anticipation of a bit of a race around it, and I think that's just the modern era of how we're doing that in the Calgary Stampede.
So what's wild is they take off at like 100 miles an hour, and then they make a 180, and then go all the way around the track. Like, it's insane. It's just like two dudes, like, the way that they bank these turns, and they can't hit like one of those little pillars, right? That like knocks 5 seconds off their time, and that's enough to ruin you, right? Because it's such a close race that could, be very detrimental to your overall. And there's always 3 chuck wagons going. So it's pretty wild.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look for this on YouTube. I'll link to it in the show notes because I have no clue what you guys are talking about.
And then you'll put it on Sora.
So do you like going over there so you can scope out some sexy 4-legged animals?
Oh, absolutely. The only shame is strike this out, but the only shame is it's once a year.
Chuck wagon racing. Huh.
It's once a year for 2 weeks, though. That's the crazy part.
That's a big one.
And it's not just the racing, right? It's the intensity of the crowds. They get really into it as well. So it's the high energy both on the track and off that really makes it appeal.
Yeah. It's kind of funny you'd have cowboys that far north.
Is this it?
Yeah. That's the end of the race right there.
Okay, so it's like, I would say, it's like a Wells Fargo type wagon pulled by 4 horses.
That's what I was telling you. It's like a more modern type chariot race.
Chariot
right?
race,
So,
yeah. All right, Ben Hur.
that's what I went to. So
Yeah, because you're old. You remember that.
back in my day.
All right, sounds good. Back on topic. So for Windows 10, there are a couple options. Enterprise users can pay for up to 3 years of support, each year getting exponentially more expensive. Consumers can pay for 1 year of support, or there's a bunch of ways to get it for free, like sell your soul to Microsoft and tie your computer to OneDrive. And educational customers get 3 years of updates for free, so everyone can stay on Windows 10 at least a little longer.
So you can't just like rewind the clock on there and turn off updates and have it still run.
Well, you can.
It should be okay.
There's nothing stopping you from running Windows 10 in perpetuity. You just won't get security updates.
Get updates, yeah.
I guess I have a Windows 7 box, and that works fine, but there's no new updates on it.
Yeah.
It's pretty wild though when you think that Microsoft is what $3.8 trillion in value as a company, and whilst I think they do have some charitable aspects like education sectors, I think possibly get some of these patches for free. You would think, given the risk posed to the industry and exploitation of vulnerabilities and stuff like that, they would just allow this to be pushed.
Yeah. I have a feeling it's probably going to go that way. There's a pretty good op-ed in Consumer Reports, or someone that works there, that works in the public policy sector, and they made a compelling argument that says that even a computer sold like 3 years ago can't run Windows 11, and you're just creating heaps of e-waste, like, because I don't want to run a vulnerable machine. I can't update. So what do? I have to throw it in the bin and buy a new one. I think
Linux on it. Come on now. Come on, Chris. There's a way.
Yeah, that'll be my Kali Linux box now.
For sure.
I think in the EU, they get it for free, maybe for a year or so, because there's some kind of anti-competitive law. They said cutting off updates is anti-competitive. So I think EU users might get it for free for at least a year. So there's all this patchwork. Like Microsoft, just keep it going. Just keep it going. That'll be easiest for everyone.
Yeah.
I think there's nothing like you could spend Microsoft points. Like if you use the Bing search engine or you play Xbox games, you can get points and trade it in for a year of updates. And I don't know. It's weird to me that there's all these ways to do it. And when Microsoft can just literally push a button that says, nope, everyone gets it. Go ahead.
What is does anyone know the metrics around the percentage of machines that can't upgrade, like from a TPM perspective? Because TPM's been around since 2003, I think.
It's been around a while, yeah.
Yeah. But I think you're looking at probably over half of PCs out there that just simply cannot upgrade.
Yeah. I don't know if we have the exact metrics, but half would not be an unreasonable guess. And then over the next year or so, people are just going to be forced to update or switch to Linux.
Or
so many people have been.
I'll go to Mac, yeah.
Yeah. I just have a feeling there's so many people that just like, there's like, oh, just another pop up, just hit the X running, right? Like, we don't care. No. You're so in tune to scammers trying to get you that Microsoft has become a scammer themselves. So.
Pay us for security updates. No, that's a scam. No, actually, it really is Microsoft telling us pay for updates.
Insert credit card here.
Yeah, but I mean, in terms of stable versions of Windows, I think 10 was a good one. 7 was a good one. I lived with 8.1 when I had to, and then I think 10 was a good stable one. Don't like 11.
One of them had like the Madonna song when you turned it on, right? Do you remember that one? Was that ME?
What?
I don't remember.
That boggles the mind.
Yeah. I could have swore, I'll go find which one was that had the Madonna song. Give me a second.
Right.
What Madonna song?
When he opened it, yeah.
Like a Virgin?
No.
Probably the only song I know of her.
Right, well,
no, because all the users are virgins. Just kidding.
Yes, we get the joke, Brian. While Glenn looks that up, we'll move on to topic 2 for our second topic. This was just too funny not to cover this week. American automaker Jeep has stranded their EV drivers by pushing out a botched update. A software update to Jeep 4xe models caused major malfunctions over the weekend, leaving many owners stranded and some actually in danger after their power just completely failed. after applying the update, the electric Jeep would randomly lose power. So it's not like you apply the update and it bricks it. Like that'd be one thing. Like it dies in a parking lot or dies in your driveway. But one user said the Jeep died like blocks away from his house, so he had to limp it home. I don't know if he had to push it or he would go 5 miles an hour. But another user said he was not so lucky. He was driving down the freeway at freeway speeds, and his dashboard lit up like a Christmas tree, and just had to pull over. And that's probably like one of the worst nightmares you have for one of these computers on wheel type cars nowadays that just randomly bricks when you're driving down the freeway.
I'm sure that every Jeep owner experiences these symptoms every single day. This is nothing new. This is just an update. But like, if you're a Jeep owner, you're like, no, what do you mean Christmas tree every once in a while? No, it's always like that. In fact, I think I just saw someone in Tucson pushing their, it wasn't a Jeep Wrangler. It was a Jeep, what was the little SUV one? Liberty off the freeway. I was like, well, the funny part is like, somebody was pushing it from the driver's side door, and it was like a woman. I was like, oh, I'm going to get out and help this poor lady. And then behind her was like this dude where his pants are about to fall to his ankles, pushing from the behind. I was like, no, he's got it. He's got it.
They got enough help. Yeah.
Yeah.
Does this surprise anybody about Jeep? No. It doesn't sound like it surprises Uncle Barbecue over here.
We should go.
I'm not surprised that car manufacturers are not good at software. That doesn't surprise me one bit.
Oh.
Yeah, like
If only they had like a zero trust sim put into their cars, remotely administer those bad boys.
I just find it funny because this isn't an issue that's just starting to happen with EV cars. I mean, ever since they put a digital dashboard in some of these cars, they go crazy and they don't display and turn off, and you're like, what am I looking at here, right? So.
Yeah, there's definitely a balance. Like Tesla, knock on wood, Tesla's as long as I've owned one, never had a bad update, never had to pull an update back, never left me stranded. But I know other car companies like the BMW, like you want to upgrade the software for your dash or whatever, you have to bring it into the dealership, and they charge like $200 to do it. And it's like, it's better if a dealer does it, and at least if it breaks there and they can fix it. But still, like over the air updates was like. That's the only sustainable way and scalable way you can do it.
What would prompt the dealer to charge you to upgrade your software, right? Because I know I got charged for that on my wife's Chevy Volt, and I thought that was just mad.
It's absurd, yeah.
That's really absurd. This is software that's failing because of an issue with your hardware. That's failed as well. That's triggered that. So why am I even paying for this? So obsolescence is what I call that.
Planned obsolescence.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, I actually don't drive. I'm European, I would argue, but in Zurich, where I previously lived, everything was public transportation, right? So I didn't need to drive. But if I needed to adopt something and to bypass all of these issues, it would have to be onto the chat wagons, right? Go back to
Yeah.
No patch issues.
No patches. Yeah.
I'd go back to a car that doesn't have electronics in it. So, in fact, I've got one. So I love that car.
Yeah,
of all the places in Canada to live, I think Calgary is probably the one that's probably got the most horses per capita, right, in Canada.
So to be honest, I don't know, but yeah, I mean, it would be a wild ride, right? Without the worry.
Is it a one horse for every individual? Like Texas, or is it 10 horses in Texas for every person? Well, it used to be that way. So.
I'm telling you, Calgary is like the Yellowstone of Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Or maybe Banff is, but yeah, it's so close to the mountains. It's a really beautiful area.
Yeah. I just remember if you guys watched that last Mission Impossible movie and the escape scene, the guy says, "I brought 2 planes completely analog," because the whole premise of the movie is anything digital can be hacked. So it's like, I brought 2 airplanes, fully analog, and there's this old like World War II biplane. Like, I don't know if it's a biplane, but old propeller plane. Like that's Glenn in his retirement. He's like, nothing digital. I just want this like World War II era
I don't even want a phone.
Mechanical plane.
Yeah, I don't even want a phone. So
and like I'm on the other end. I like everything fully digital, fully electric. Like, well,
yeah,
it'll be interesting to see who would last longer there.
Glenn Wood.
Living off the land.
I could, yeah.
You would starve. Chris.
I would starve. Yes, Chris would starve for sure. Yeah.
I
Chris would
wouldn't
starve.
I wouldn't starve.
Yeah.
I would go find Glenn. I'd just take his stuff.
Yeah. Come and get it. Come and get it.
I was trying to remember because I remember Jeep and hacking, like the two words are synonymous with each other because it was maybe 10 years ago. Those kids from, I don't know if they were kids, but maybe motivated hackers hacked into a Jeep as it was driving down the road. Like I think it was a reporter from Wired was driving it down, and then some people in the next car were like hacking into it through the Wi-Fi and the infotainment system. They got the Jeep to stop on the freeway. So this is not
Ooh.
Jeep's first foray into vulnerable software.
Won't be their last.
Won't be the last. And then on top of that, so first of all, the Jeep was vulnerable to hacking through the Wi-Fi. And second of all, the fix was they physically mailed every Jeep owner a USB drive in the mail. It says, plug this in and trust us, it'll work.
Was it a rubber ducky?
So forget paying $200 and bringing it to the dealership. We'll just mail you this USB and trust us, it's not malicious.
Yeah. Could you imagine if you were a threat actor just starting mailing out USBs at the same time that they were mailing out USBs?
Yeah.
But like, no, not that one, this one. That's what we really meant. Yeah. Oh, man. You could have so much fun with that.
It's like old school, but as the saying works, if it looks dumb but it works, it's not dumb.
Yeah. No, it's dumb.
I hope these Jeep owners get their update. And some people said, like, I got to tow it to the dealership, and the dealership has like 20 cars waiting to get updated until there's a software fix, and you just got it dead in the water. I guess you have to rent a car until this thing gets fixed.
Yeah. Meanwhile, they're paying some 18-year-old kid out of high school to do the updates.
I think Big Balls is doing the update.
Yeah.
Pause. Big balls.
Who?
The programmer from Doge.
Oh.
He said there's some 18-year-old kid doing the coding. I'm like, it's Big Balls.
Yeah.
King of the references no one gets. Good job, Chris.
Well, if you watch the news, you would know.
Yeah.
Big Balls. How many times can I say that before we get censored?
Yeah.
That's his real name. Don't censor us.
That's his handle. It's not his real name. That's his handle. There's a difference. I'm sure his mom didn't, like, when he was born, his dad went,
Mr.
hey, Mr. Balls, let's call him Big.
All right, since a combination of Glenn and I threw us off track there, I take partial responsibility for our third topic. We're calling Inaudible here. Story I have no reference to here, but we're going to talk about it because it's the biggest story in cybersecurity news as of yesterday. Networking hardware, are they hardware? I said cloud. Network vendor F5 disclosed that they were hacked. They were hacked by a Chinese APT group, state-backed, UNC, 4 random digits, I don't know. And allegedly, F5 says it's still under investigation, but what we do know, the facts are, they were inside F5 systems for almost a year, if not more than a year, undetected.
Holy cow.
They stole vulnerability reports. They stole source code. And as of right now, F5 says they have patched all those vulnerabilities. So update your F5s immediately if you're in charge of any F5 devices. Update them immediately. But undetected for over a year. Not good, I would say. Not good.
Someone going to jail for that one? What do you think?
I don't know. I think this is an it depends situation. We'll see how they get it. Was it like gross negligence, or was it like if it was a sophisticated? I mean, it is a state back. They are state backs, so it's not like someone clicked on a random link. And maybe it is. Maybe it is. Who knows?
Which state back? Okay, I didn't find that out. Like, who was it? Didn't really say that, did they?
China.
Yeah.
What the? Who are you trying to impersonate there, Chris?
Tony. I'm Tony from LC Signs.
Okay. Oh.
Yeah, no, it's Chinese state backed UNC. I can look up the exact 4 numbers, but it was some random 4-number group backed by China.
So when you mentioned patching, though, I'm assuming that means there was a vulnerability in the actual platform itself that was exploited?
I don't know if it was. All I know is that they had like I think they were unreleased vulnerability reports. Like people submit bug bounties, and they're like, yeah, we'll get around to it. This is a bug, we know about it. So this Chinese state actor stole it and then weaponized it allegedly, and then now they're like, okay, well, we got to roll out these patches immediately. We got to fix everything now.
Well, they say, if it's reachable, it's what? It's breachable, boys. So, yeah, like I read somewhere that they said it could have been like some sort of malware or backdoor, but when they said they start patching, it's like, this sounds like there was a problem in APM, or maybe, heck, it could even be ASM, but something allowed them to get in there. But an entire year to go around. Did they say how they were identified?
No, I think it's still too soon. So the platforms affected: Big IP hardware, F5 OS, Big IP TMOS Virtual Edition, Big IP Next, Big IP IQ, and then BNK CNF. I'm just reading this as we do this.
That's so many different parts. Like, you have to figure out what is common across all of those platforms, right? So TMOS is like the traffic management operating system. That's what kind of started off the load balancing era of Zscaler, or I'm sorry, of F5. And then the virtual edition is this, the virtual whatever. And then next, I think, was the acquisition of what was that free load balancer that they bought?
Nginx.
Nginx, yeah, I think, or it could be Shape Security. But like, what in God's green earth that was so common across all those different platforms? And Big IQ was like just a management system that they put the bullet in like 5 years ago, I thought. So like, I don't know, like that's kind of wild that the vulnerability's been around for that long.
Yeah, so Big IP product development environment and engineering knowledge management systems. It has access to API keys, access to credentials. So I mean, they proactively rotated all their certs, they rotated all their keys, they rotated everything out of an abundance of caution. But the stuff is out
Big
there.
IQ was editor's note. Big IQ came back apparently, so it's still under software support.
Stock dropped $50. Do you think they're going to recover, and should we go buy?
Like CrowdStrike, right? Just like CrowdStrike.
I should have bought CrowdStrike, yeah.
So, Darian, did you want to say something before I go for it, man?
No, I think this has been a growing issue, right? So this is not the first time a vendor of that nature with, let's call it, public-facing services might have been exploited from a vulnerability perspective. Like it was mentioned, it's too early to say, but quite often in my experience when I was in digital forensics, what we would find in those scenarios is that there would be a backdoor installed on the OS level, and it would just sit there, right? It was the kind of pivot point by which the threat actor would then move around the rest of the environment. So this has been, at least from my perspective, a growing trend for at least 2.5, 3 years.
So it's a way to establish a beachhead, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, because F5 was saying that they didn't make any changes to code, supposedly. So, and if you look at it, I think there was a shocking statistic. Like, is it 85% of either the Fortune 500 or the Fortune 1000 have F5? Like, that's pretty incredible.
I would be surprised. All right, I pulled it up. It took a little bit to find out. It's UNC 5221 for all of you on the edge of your seats. So they are a subgroup of Silk Typhoon, which is Chinese state-sponsored APT subgroup. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty impressive. They not only got in, but stayed undetected for over a year, or almost a year. And this is all allegedly until the full report comes out.
Would they use Grok to get in?
So it's a fun, interesting bit. I'm reading this in real time. So the hack was detected back in August, but disclosure was delayed at the request of the U.S. Department of Justice on the grounds of national security concerns. Because I guess if this got out, I don't know, it either would have compromised an investigation or it would have just been like open season on all F5 devices, which probably the U.S. government uses a lot of, is my guess.
Oh, yeah. Huge.
Or Pelosi want to get in on the action.
Let's see who shorted the stock. True. Yeah, so all U.S. federal agencies have 5 days to patch, October 22nd. This is a stop everything you're doing and get on it right away. Also, probably not good that we're in a government shutdown right now, and who knows if we have the IT staff that can do it.
So I still feel like everyone has TikTok brain, and they're going to forget about this. We need to come back to this and find out if like any actual great information has been disseminated out, like what actually happened, but I don't think there'll ever be any follow up on it. And people will forgive and forget. I think maybe a couple people that do get popped will probably get pissed off and retire it and move off to a different platform. Hopefully my platform, but yeah.
No surprise here. Gray Noise noted a spike in scans for big IP devices after the hack was disclosed. A bunch of, it would be the hacker equivalent of ambulance chasers, just looking for vulnerable devices and proof of concept and code and scripts to use. These Claude write some vulnerabilities, or exploits, not vulnerabilities.
Did anyone read the digital defense report from Microsoft that just got released?
I have not gotten to that yet. Was there anything juicy in there?
Well, just to the point of vulnerabilities, right? So bug bounties, one of the things that's stated in that report, I wouldn't say it's hidden, but it's not central to the report itself, states that when red teamers or companies or individuals are looking to identify these vulnerabilities and try to help drive remediations, the bug bounties are so low that the incentive is not really there for them to do it. It's easier for them to package it up and put it onto the dark net effectively. I think they put a figure of 10,000 and was a typical or an average return on investment for identifying these bugs or vulnerabilities, whereas you could potentially set it on the dark net for 100,000. So something like this, as you mentioned, with being undetected for such a period of time, there may not have even been the incentives to help identify and remediate them in other ways.
I think that's part of like the whole pwn to own thing too. Like I remember like reading coverage in pwn to own, and someone found like a VMware ESX sandbox escape, and they got $50K for that as a bug bounty. But that thing is worth like $500,000 on an exploit broker or on the dark web. So
exactly.
Good people doing the right thing, but if they were profit driven, it could have been a lot worse.
So this is one of those things, right? You just have to kind of hope that the people that find these things just have a strong moral compass, right? And I can't remember which vendor that was out there. It was like the bug bounty was literally you get a T-shirt. That was it. Like,
I think it was Yahoo. It was Yahoo.
Yeah.
It literally said like I hacked Yahoo and all I got was this lousy T-shirt. I think it was Yahoo.
But what's interesting about it is like, I would say I spent a crazy amount of time always looking for stuff. I never found anything, right? And if I was presented that, like, which way would I go? Would I do the honest thing and either get the T-shirt or the 10% of what it's worth? Would I go to the dark web? I think I would do the right thing, right? But then in the same breath, there was this mini disaster in my hometown. The entire downtown area flooded, and as they're doing cleanup efforts, all this mud and debris and stuff, someone I know came across like a bank thing full of money, and their instinct was just like, we're just going to turn it in and give it back to the bank because. And I'm just like, I don't know, man. Like, you just that was a lot of money, and you know what I mean. Like, it's just like a victimless crime. Like, no one's gonna know it's gonna happen, right? But I don't know. Just different strokes for different folks. But doing the right thing is easier said than done. But I was impressed that they did the right thing, though.
Hopefully, they got rewarded for it. And I've said a couple times in this podcast, you can't put a price on being able to live with yourself, living with that guilt and. Like you said, you have to have the right.
Grand, pretty easy.
You have to have the right moral compass to have that guilt. But I would think that us on this call would have that guilt for taking the money that wasn't yours.
Yeah. How about you, Darren? Would you give up the money? What would you do?
I was actually thinking a few years back, right? So this actually used to be an interview question, bizarrely enough. And when you were asked that, you're always sitting thinking, well, what would I really do?
Yeah. So, like, of course I'm going to steal it. Give me a job.
It depends on what you mean, I guess. But bags of money can be pretty heavy. So if you can find an accomplice and it is a victimless crime, maybe. No, I mean, at the end of the day, to your point, I mean, I'm in cybersecurity defender, and my moral compass is there to help others, overcome the challenges that we all face. If I was really in the hacker space, I probably wouldn't be doing the things that I do today. So no, for sure, I'd return it. I'd probably be very upset, and my wife would probably complain endlessly about not leveraging the opportunity. But nevertheless, I would give it.
I think there's a difference between doing it with a conscience and doing it and going to jail, also, right? So
that's for sure.
It's ironic. You're a white hat hacker, but you're wearing a black hat right now.
Yeah. I mean, return the bag. It just happens to be empty. You know what I'm saying?
It might be a little light, but we brought most of it back.
No, I'm sure 100% we would do the right thing. And I would but you're right. You'd be able to live with yourself in the same breath. You'd be like, gosh, I was an idiot for doing that.
Yeah. Well,
Daddy needs some new shoes. You know what I'm saying?
So, for those that believe in karma, you'll get it paid back karmically.
Chris, do you believe in karma?
I 100% believe in karma.
Oh, wow. I didn't take you for one of those kind of people.
What goes around comes around.
Oh, yeah. Totally.
You're a karma guy, too? Oh, shoot. All right, 2 for 2. And Darren, you believe in karma?
Absolutely. Anything I've ever done wrong in my life, it comes back tenfold, man. So I've learned that lesson.
Man, I got some oceanfront property in Arizona to sell you guys.
You ain't selling nothing. It's just karma. Like, hey, you don't throw garbage out the window. You treat people nicely. You open the door for people, and that stuff comes back to you. Or, you ever buy someone's meal at a fast food line and pay it forward? It's a cool thing.
Yeah,
how do you think I got Chris addicted to Taco Bell?
Pay it forward line.
Yeah.
I know we're running a little bit late, and Glenn has a hard stop, so I do want to.
Hey, just to follow up. So it was a Windows XP. It was Madonna's song "Ray of Light." So do you remember that song?
Really?
I remember Ray of Light. I didn't know that it came pre-installed.
Well, it wasn't actually. It was just all the advertising associated with it. But I could have swore, like when you opened it up, it would do the Ray of Light song as you were opening it. But it says it's just ads.
Yeah,
so.
And I remember the band U2. Their album got installed on every iPhone at one point, and people were very upset about that.
One song I've never listened to any of that too. It's I think it's still you go into your library. It's
probably still there.
Yeah.
All right. For our last topic, it'll be a rotating topic every week. This week, we're going to talk about an unusual arrangement in Chinese public bathrooms. A story I picked up for the pod this week is that toilets are popping up all over China, where it will not dispense toilet paper unless you scan a QR code in the stall and watch a series of ads on your smartphone. And for every ad you watch, you get 3 squares of toilet paper dispensed from the
3 squares. Holy cow.
So at first, it's what kind of dystopian society do we live in? We have to actually watch ads to get toilet paper, which you would think is like a basic service. Like, do you want people running around with using the bathroom without using toilet paper? Like, what's the alternative? But it's like
dirty cheeks. Yeah.
Imagine the anxiety of that, though. I mean, we're taught not to scan QR codes, right? You'd be sitting there, this major doubt.
The QR code. The fact that you have to bring your own toilet paper anywhere in Asia is the issue. Yeah. Well, what is this?
Yeah, I think there's a couple things. I think number one, it is encourage you to bring your own. If you don't want to watch ads, then it's BYOTP. And the other one is to discourage waste. I would say that's why it dispenses a 3
Just 3? Like, where are you going to go with 3?
Yeah.
Guys, I'm going to be in that room for 72 hours.
It's like Demolition Man with the clams. What are the clams for? The 3 shells.
3 seashells. And then I think the other, so there's a picture of the machine, I think, in the article, and it's behind kind of a case. And number one, if that was America, someone would just smash the case and take the toilet paper. And then number two, it's also to discourage people from stealing public toilet paper for personal use too, which I didn't know was a problem, but I guess it is.
Victor is always talking about, he's like, toilet paper's for losers. Bidets are the way to go. I just feel like when he travels, he's probably he doesn't know how to use toilet paper though. There's not a bidet everywhere. He's just 3 squares is enough, and just pokes through, and it's better.
Next time we're together, I'll show you how the army guys do it.
With the 3
with
seashells.
1 square. With 1 square.
All right.
That's too funny.
Yeah, but I think when I visited Hong Kong, I think this is a while ago, but I think I've actually was thinking, so not the bathroom, but out in the public restaurant dining room, I think they don't give you napkins, paper napkins, so you'd have to bring your own, or they have napkins for sale there, like one of those cultural things.
Terrible.
You expect it in certain countries, but in other areas, other parts of the world, it's expected that it's BYO or you just buy it from. And it wasn't much. It was $1 for a pack of napkins or something.
Bro, one time I went and got barbecue, like for a family of 6, and I was like, "Oh, I need some napkins." And she gave me 6, like little things. I was like, "Come on now, like this is barbecue. Like I'm gonna."
Yeah,
I
that's
need
the
6
thing.
for the
Like,
first bite. Yeah.
like some people act like it's getting taken out of their salary. Like same thing. Like it's like a cup of hot sauce. There's a dumpling place by us. Amazing dumplings, amazing hot sauce. There's these tiny little cups of hot sauce, and it's only filled like an eighth of the way. So the giant cup, eighth filled eighth of the way, and I order like $100 worth. I know we have a family of 4. Like I just ordered $100 worth of dumplings. Give me 2 tiny cups of hot sauce. Like, can I get some more, please? And she gives me 1. I'm like, really? You're acting like it's coming out of your paycheck for every cup of sauce you give out.
No, I meant the bottle. Give me the bottle.
Yeah. And then same with napkins. Like we're at a restaurant, we have a family of 4, and we have kids. Kids are messy, and like, can I get some napkins? And they have napkins tucked in there, but they pull out 1 napkin. I'm like, okay, maybe I should have been more specific. Can I have some napkins, please? But, no, that's what it's come to. Watching ads, and I guess in other parts of the world, maybe it's more accepted that you just scan random stuff with your smartphone. But yeah, again, potentially good attack vector there. Like here in where I live, like they're always posting up signs and sending out warnings to everyone that's like, be careful because you can pay the parking meters here with that QR code, and they say just make sure it's the real one, make sure there's not a sticker over it. That and the what's the other one? The toll scams. We have a lot of people getting scammed from those unpaid tolls.
I'm just thinking of it. Oh, sorry.
No, go please, Darren. Go.
I was just going to say, I'm thinking of it from karma perspective, right? We're all talking about karma. Can you imagine the return on that for someone who's perpetuating a cybercrime attack or cybercriminal attack on someone trying to get toilet paper?
Like, I watched 8 ads. Nothing's coming out. What's wrong?
That's right. There's a special place in hell for someone who does
just
that.
Ad fraud. I even entered my credit card like it asked me to. Yeah. All right, Glenn had to bounce at the bottom of the hour, so that's probably a good sign that we should move on. So we continue to get great comments about our dad joke of the week.
Dad joke of the week.
This week, our guest Darren is up.
So why did the AI break up with the neural network?
Ooh, relevant one.
Finally, good. A new one that we haven't heard yet. All right, let's go.
All right, let's go.
It just needed some space to process its feelings.
All right, good dad joke.
Nice.
Damn it. See, Victor, if you're listening, this is what you're supposed to do. Come up with something good.
Not ransomware.
Not ransomware.
All right, to wrap things up, we pour one out for Windows 10. Your electric Jeep will try to kill you. F5 is having a bad time. And bring your own toilet paper when visiting China. That's all I have for this week. Hope you enjoyed this week's episode. Find us on LinkedIn. Links will be in the description. Follow us on Instagram at PEBCAK Podcast. Thank our listeners and subscribers. Rate us 5 stars in the iTunes Store and Spotify, and left us a review. We appreciate you all spreading the word to help grow the show. The best way to find us is search for the PEBCAK Podcast in your favorite podcast listening app. My co-hosts Brian Deach and Glenn Medina, and our guest Darren Mays. I'm Chris Louie. Thanks for listening. We'll see you all next week, and as always, have a nice day.
Bye, Felicia. Thanks for joining.
No worries.
Have a nice day.